Hey, it's me, Tim, still on my acoustic guitar kick. You'll remember a little bit back I made this acoustic guitar out of Closet Doors, of course. It's a new design and I almost dropped it. A few things I like about it, a few things I don't like about it. And before I started making some changes, I wanted to put a bass guitar version together. So let's do that now, and then we'll have a listen at the end. Like a lot of my projects, this project started at the computer designing, and then of course the CNC where I cut out some of the parts I designed there. But for this one, there wasn't too much time on the computer, so this neck that I'm cutting right now is the 32-inch scale neck that I used on the last acoustic bass guitar that I made. And then the body is the body that I just designed for the 6-string acoustic guitar. The only thing I had to actually design was these neck blocks to make them hold the bass guitar neck on the acoustic guitar body. Even the pickup hole is the same size as the guitar, but I did also have to do something different for the bridge, which we'll talk about later when we get to it. But one of the problems I run into is that I want to make these thick, so I need to make these blocks thicker than is really comfortable to cut on my CNC. So I end up doing things like this where I glue two pieces together, which bites me in the butt later. I'll show you. And of course I'm using threaded inserts and bolts and stuff, so everything can be adjustable. And one of the interesting things about this design, like the acoustic guitar, is that these blocks extend beyond the acoustic guitar body, which means I have to cut a little slot in them for the body to slide into, like the sides, the bent sides. And the sides are being cut from reclaimed hollow core doors, of course, as well as the top and back and everything else. And so I'm prepping up some of that here. The rosettes I put on my acoustics are basically just ornamental because it's plywood, so you don't really have to worry about the wood splitting there. And so I thought I'd have a little bit of fun and use a copy of my 2007 solo CD, black, white, and one other color, to make the rosette for this guitar. And it actually looks really cool. I might do more of this in the future. Off camera, I made a guitar neck along with the bass neck for the next acoustic guitar I'm making. On the last acoustic bass guitar I made, I doubled up the top and added some bracing so it could really handle the tension of the bass strings, which works fine, and I really like the sound of that. But for this one, I wanted to use more like an electric guitar bridge, and I thought the best way to approach that would be to put a block that goes all the way through to the bottom of the bass. We'll lose a little bit of resonance this way, but we'll gain a lot of strength, and then we can put a fully intonatable bridge on it instead of like the kind of typical acoustic guitar / bass guitar bridge that is, a little less reliable for bass without being able to intonate it. So when I glued the top together using my Go deck system, I just made sure that block in the middle was glued in and lined up properly. There's a video about the Go deck system if you want to see that. I'm going to do a little commercial for myself here while I show you something I screwed up. So if you don't know about these, a few months back, maybe almost a year ago now, I started designing and these bridges for my Appear on basses. Most specifically, they're designed to work with a string through body, and then I also make this like little tailpiece that you can use in conjunction with it. And I like the design. I like that it's all solid metal and not like poured metal. This is all laser cut aluminum that I then do the final machining on here. And so it's all made in-house from American made metal and like actual solid metal. It looks a little bit unique and it's pretty adjustable because we're on posts that we can bring the whole bridge up and down, and we can also bring the individual strings up and down with these little brass saddles, and we can go back and forth for intonation and stuff. So these are available at newperspectivesmusic.com. They're really not like a plug and play bridge for like, oh, you want to swap something on your Fender. It's not going to work for that. It's more for like creative solutions to unique problems, builders and stuff like that. So I'm not making a lot of them, but I do keep a couple in stock there. They also come in a 5-string model, and I just added a 6-string version for 6-string bass as well. And as I crack the code, I'm hoping to be able to get even smaller and make guitar versions of these coming soon. But now let me show you what I screwed up. Somewhere in my math for this, I must have made a mistake because this is a 32-inch scale bass. and I have to push. As you can see, I have these saddles all the way to the back right now. So I screwed up. Get it. I screwed up on my math somewhere. Like normally, you'd of course, when you're setting this, you'd want your saddles to be maybe near the front because you pretty much always have to, you know, slide back to get your intonation right. So typically, I would want my 32-inch mark to be more like there, and it's just not. But if I slide these all the way back, I can get pretty close, and I'm hoping that will be enough to make it sound somewhat in tune. If not, it's a good thing this is just a prototype for me. I've already fixed the digital file, you know, but if I really needed to, if it's like totally unplayable, I could fill these holes and then drill them back a little bit. The block I put in here is wide enough to where I could go back a little bit and still have make some purchase and have this supported, you know, but I'm gonna continue to roll with it as it is. So I think it'll be close enough to in tune, right? It's just tight. Gotta have it lined up. You got it nice and tight so it won't fall off on you. There. Yeah, newperspectivemusic.com. Don't make the same mistake I did. I thought it'd be fun to add a little pop of color on the wood blocks that are exposed, so I put my signature sway green on there. Thanks, Total Boat. And I just use a little walrus oil for the finish. If you put a couple coats on and you've sanded really well, it can make a really nice finish really easily. This screw is for the neck angle adjustment. I used to just inlay a penny or a dime in there, but I found that did dent a little bit under the pressure sometimes, so we use something a little stronger now. I think just putting the end pin in the center would have balanced it fine, but I thought it might balance a little bit better if I put it slightly off center and down a little bit lower. Some guitars do better that way, but I kind of don't think it really mattered on this one. And you should absolutely have this multi-wrench in your guitar case. They're also available for sale at squaretools.com. Another self-plug. While the bridge block goes all the way through to the back of the guitar, I just glued a little bit of a half-inch piece of wood underneath where the tailpiece goes, just to give that screw something to grab. Hey, check this out. This is like an acoustic bass guitar I modified like 15 years ago that I used to play. This is one of the first ones. I think it's the second one that I made from scratch. And then this is the one I just made in this video. And I thought for a little bit of fun over on my other YouTube channel, which is under the name New Perspectives Music, I would do a little side-by-side comparison of these three. They're all like have different strings and they're kind of set up different and stuff, but I thought it'd be fun to check them out and sort of hear them side by side. So if you're into that sort of nerdy stuff, that's what my other channel does. It's like audio demos of a lot of the stuff I make, and you can go check that out on this link. Back to the show. Can you still see me? Maybe if I crawl out. this is the one I made a few years ago, and I really like this neck a lot. I like the neck profile, and so I just kept the same neck for this, and you know, with this new body style. I was surprised it actually has a little more volume projection in low end than I expected, but I still think I need to make the body bigger for both this and the acoustic guitar. So that's probably what I'm going to do next. I do like the basic concept. I'm just going to give it a little bit more back here, I think. And then there's still some stuff I want to work out with how I'm putting together these parts. I like the exposed wood. I didn't show you this, but this actually cracked on me when I was, because of the wood. I was using this like really dry red oak scraps, and so I need to do something better there. There's a couple different just you know, machining issues for that, figuring out the best way to create these end blocks, because I'm still not quite there yet. This pickup is a little bit low on this. I think I need to change the pickup design and set it up a little bit more, and I'm even thinking about maybe going full humbucker.
Everybody knows you never go full
Humbucker. But I'm really happy with this bridge design of mine, and like I mentioned, you can get these bridges for your own projects. We'll continue with this. I think the next one, actually already made a neck for the next one, but I haven't finished designing the body yet, and so I think what I'll do is maybe just take this neck off and put it on another one. Maybe I'll make another neck. I don't know. We'll see. The only way you're going to find out is if you come watch. So, you know, do that. You can subscribe if you want. I'm not going to push all that stuff on you. It's 2026. You be you. Be good.
never go full
Humbucker.